But what do they benefit from? Grand Theft Auto #6. When they do their gaming business, which is PlayStation against Xbox, they'll get the tailwind. They also have music. When Spotify raises prices, they get a piece of that. So those businesses are good, and they're spinning off their financial services.
Shares are up 47% over the past year. That doesn't, you still think they have a ways to go? They haven't priced in all the GTA hype and all of that?
GTA, like my guys, Assassin's Creed #14, Kelly. The guy, one of my analysts, plays the game to see how it's like. It's helping Spotify.
To see what it's like.
Yeah, this is what he does during work hours.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about games. Today, I want you to buy one share of the Atlanta Braves for, instead of an Easter present for someone. Buy 2 shares, $80. Okay? The stock is 43. Today, Forbes and Sportico came out with their analysis of baseball. What are the values? Obviously, everybody's excited because of what the Celtics went for. Atlanta Braves, 62 million shares. BATRA is
the TV aspect of this. You look at even the NBA. You say, okay, you got the NFL, you got the big money flowing in. Baseball, they just had this ESPN opportunity that they believe they didn't take up. Right. The question is going to be how disseminated are these games, and who's is there a concern there?
There's always a concern of everything, but not one that's at the margin, the most dominant factor, because there's 32 games. The MLB is allowing 30% to be. Why bother having a piece of a company that a GP is selling you an LP interest? You can buy it direct. You can buy it at $42 for the voting stock. There's only 10 million votes. You could be the owner that can sit at a table with a vote. So there's one in here in New York, not too far from here.
Oh, we knew you were going.
I was going to Madison Square Garden. But the Celtics, we sold the Celtics for $6.1 billion.
A guy nobody's ever heard of, which is
come on, stop. I
find that a little funny.
I was up in Rhode Island yesterday, and 80% of the students raised their hands, and they knew who he was. Independent, and they knew who Jason Tatum was, and they knew that I was injured.
They better know who Tatum is.
Yeah, well, they do. But Jalen, basically, right now the stock's 24 million shares. The Knicks alone are worth, according to the recent trades, over $7 billion. All you have to do is get the crazies in New York City, not the crazy, whatever they're calling, politicians in New York City politics.
Crazy is fine.
Well, why would you want them to move the Garden? Give them another 10 years. And if they can't win the NBA, then you can move them.
I'm more obsessed with whether these have been good investments, right? Because a lot of people are going to get into sports now, especially there's so many different proposals about how to do this over time. And you're right. I mean, the Braves have been decent over a 5-year period. MSGS, it's a little bit more volatile.
Well, there's no question that Jimmy Dolan, the family owns all of the 4 million voting shares. The answer is, suppose he sells 10%. And gets $700 million and then pays that out as a distribution. He's not going to do it right now.
Suppose is doing some heavy lifting there.
Again, tomorrow morning.
We'll see what CNBC values NBA teams. We'll see where that comes in. Because everything's got to go up now. Because that $6.1 billion sale for the...
No, they already valued these teams.
And by the way, 6.1 is low because you throw in some extra stuff. It could be over 7.
The point is you don't need to do it through an intermediary. But going back... Okay, Max Mitchell at Crane did a great job. He split the company, provided financial engineering. They're going to earn over $6 a share in the current year, and they have good cash flow. The point is there are a lot of these little companies, relative to NVIDIA, market cap $200 or $300 million. They are very limited in CapEx. They're very smart in what they're doing. They understand the business, and it's a global model. Take GATX, for example, 35 million shares, the stock's 150 plus or minus. And basically, they have rail equipment in the United States, in Europe, in India, and they own jet engines that they're leasing through Rolls-Royce partnership, and some they own on their own. So there's a lot, and they're very smart. They have this knowledge for, like you pointed out in the case of Crane, over 100 years. This one here has also been in business that long.
I love your pivot, though. Only Mario Gabelli could pivot. You've pivoted from GTA, Grand Theft Auto, to GATX, which is the Chicago-based rail company. That's what, by the way, that's what if you're on the radio, you're driving, you're like, I don't know what's going on. We went from the
That doesn't matter. I pivot
to Boston,
quickly.
to rails, to whatever. So
I follow. Listen, we have 35 analysts. Each one follows 40 companies. That's 1,400. Yesterday, Brian, 47 annual reports came in. I want to have spreadsheets in them, and I want to read most of them, to glance through the CEO. I want to see the delta of change. We work, as I said, from 5 in the morning till 9 at night. I get tired. And also I want to watch Yellowstone and,
Landman.
Landman.
Brian's
No, we want to watch
groan.
Peacock.